Hello everybody, Infinite Shinjo here, and welcome to another tier list. And today, I'm going to be ranking the Pokemon movies. Now, the story with this is that I posted reviews of every single Pokemon series, and someone mentioned about me reviewing the movies in a similar fashion. But the problem with that is that a lot of these I haven't seen in a long time. So if I wanted to get a proper review of them out, then I would have to watch every single one of these movies, which I don't really have the time to do that right now. And I wanted to do another tier list anyway, and there's only 22 movies overall, so it shouldn't be that long. At least if I do a tier list, I don't have to remember every single thing that happens in the Pokemon movies. So, as per typical tier lists, we got S, A, B, C, and D tier. Pretty standard. So let's start in with the Mewtwo movie. The very first movie. I'm gonna say it's A tier, mainly for nostalgia. I would give it S tier if I didn't have so many complaints with it, like, why did Ash get turned to stone by getting hit with Psychic Blasts? Typical anime stuff like that. Now, Pokemon the movie 2000. Easy S tier. There is no other option that it can be. I love this movie. It is great. Pokemon 3. I'm gonna put Pokemon 3 above the Mewtwo movie. Because while the Mewtwo movie does have nostalgia, I like that the Entei movie actually gave Brock and Misty stuff to do. So what do we got next? The Celebi and Suicune movie. I don't really remember a lot about this. I remember that Ash goes back in time thanks to Celebi, meets young Professor Oak, basically has him make the Pokédex, and there's a dark Pokeball or something in it, but it's been so long that I don't really remember it. So I'm putting it in C for Celebi. Now, the Latios and Latios movie. This is very interesting because, like, Latios or Latios, I think it was Latios, actually dies in the movie. So, just for the fact that Latios dies, I'm putting it in A tier. That might have been worse sounding outside of context. Oh boy, here we go. The Jirachi Wishmaker movie. Honestly, I'm just gonna name these movies based off of the legendary or Pokemon that is in the movie. The Jirachi movie was not my favorite, mainly because Max was the focus for some reason. It's not bad. It gave an introduction to Pokemon like Absol and Flygon, and especially Groudon and Jirachi. So for that, I'm putting it in B tier. It's not terrible, but it might be better after watching it from after so long. Destiny Deoxys. I don't know. This is a good movie because, like, it has Deoxys in it. Deoxys is a cool legendary. I would say it deserves B tier above Jirachi just for having Deoxys and Rayquaza in the movie. Alright, and up next we have Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. This one isn't terrible. It's the last one done by 4Kids. I would say, I feel like most people will probably put it in S tier or high A, but since I'm a hipster and don't want to admit that I like Lucario, I'm putting it in A tier. Not sure if it's, well, I'll put it, yeah, that looks like a good spot to me. Oh boy, the Manaphy movie. I don't know how many times I've told this story, but I remember that I was trying to watch this movie, but it's like so long that I fell asleep during it. Now that might have been just because I was tired, but like, it's not a bad movie. I remember more about it than I do the Celebi movie, so I'm putting it above that. Rise of Darkrai. Easy S tier. Darkrai is an amazing legendary. Although this might be biased because I like Sinnoh. Giratina and the Sky Warrior. I'm going to put Giratina in A tier. Very high A tier. Because it's not a bad movie. Actually, I'll put it behind the Mewtwo movie. Because the movie itself isn't bad, but Shaman kind of wrecks the movie for a lot of people. Arceus and the Jewel of Life. I think this is highly regarded as a good movie, but it's been so long that I can't remember it. I know they had the Johto starters in, so by the logic the Totodile's in it, that automatically makes it a high A tier, so I'll put it above Giratina and the Sky Warrior. Zoroark and the Master of Illusions. Okay, what happens in this one again? I know Zoroark's in it. Is this the one with the shiny legendary beasts? I think it is. I'm gonna put it in low C tier, just because I don't remember what happened in the movie. Alright, what do we got next? The black and white movies. Okay, I know exactly what needs to be done here. There we go, I think that's fair. I'll put the black and white movies in this tier. Because, like, it's not a bad movie. It's kind of interesting, but, like, why is it split into two movies? Just because of Reshiram and Zekrom? It doesn't really need to be two movies, to be fair. The Kyurem movie. I would put it in D, but I feel like D is a bit harsh. I'm going to put it in C tier. Because normally it would go in D tier just because of how boring it is, to be fair. But they do have voice actors like Mark Thompson and Vic Mignogna voicing a lot of the characters in the movie. So that's cool. The Mewtwo movie, it didn't really bother me as much as it did other people. I'm gonna put it, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put it behind the Celebi movie, because if I didn't, people will probably just be upset that I'm putting it above. Diancie and the Cocoon of Destruction. A nice callback to the first movie with Pikachu almost dying, except he really doesn't. I mean, they connect the Diancie and Carbink line in the movie, so I'll put it in B tier. Hoopa, D tier. Just a cash grab to show that we got a lot of legendaries. Actually, do I wanna? No, I'm keeping Kyurem in C tier. I was thinking about pushing it to D tier, but the fact that Salandit and Iris actually do something in the movie is enough that makes up for it. Volcanion, it just turns into one of those movies where two different characters that believe different things are just stuck together, and it's just kind of there. I feel like I liked it more than the Kyurem movie, so I'm putting it there. The first movie? I mean, technically not the first movie, but the movie based off of the first episode, it's not bad. I actually really liked it, but it was just weird that they basically made a movie about one episode. I'm gonna put it above the Giratina movie, because the Giratina movie had Shaman, but there really wasn't anything in the Pokemon in the I Choose You movie that made me feel bad. Okay, now the Power of Us. So I'm gonna put it right over here, next to the other Lugia movie. I really like this movie. It honestly impressed me how good the art was, and how they had all these different characters in the movie, and they had focus on each one of them. Some more than others, like Lisa, I think her name is, the one that caught the Eevee or something to that effect. But, like, it was a fine movie. I really liked it. And obviously, the Coco movie isn't on here, because this was probably made before the Coco movie was out. But, like, I didn't watch it yet anyway, so I guess it all works out. But I think that's a good sized tier list. Not too many S tiers, not too many of any movie in one tier, to be fair. If I would actually be serious and put the black and white first movies in an actual tier, I would probably put them in B tier. Because, well, maybe C tier. Yeah, I'd probably put them in C tier. Because they did have differences like the shiny Pokemon that were shown in Reshiram and Zekrom, and like minor things, but like, I stand by that. It doesn't need to be two movies. But that is my ranking of the Pokemon movies, and I'm mainly doing this as a substitute so I won't have to worry about reviewing every single movie. I mean, if you still want me to do it, it's going to take a lot of time to get them out, but at least with this, I get my raw thoughts on the movies out, and I don't have to worry about watching through an hour and a half of 22, almost 23 movies by the time Coco comes out. But that is this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. Let me know how you'd rank these Pokemon movies, because this is just my personal opinion. I still stand by that the Lugia movie, well, the first Lugia movie is the best movie of all time. I really, really enjoy it. But let me know what you think. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. I said that already. I'll see you in the next episode. Momentai.